Do you believe there's a power higher than people?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot we don't know. We don't know why does reality exist? Why Where did it come from? Where are the aliens? Um, what questions should we ask that we don't even know to ask? Um, so,
When you say, what are the aliens? What do you
where are the aliens?
Oh.
Like, why don't we see them? A lot of people think we see aliens, but I've not seen any evidence of aliens. Um, we've got 6,000 satellites in orbit, and not once have we had to maneuver around an alien spacecraft.
Right.
So, um,
But on this Earth, the U.S. military's had to do a lot of maneuvering around objects they can't explain.
well, unidentified flying objects is one thing, but I mean, there's always a bunch of classified programs that are underway of new aircraft and new missiles and things. So that are classified even within the military. So it's only if you have the top secret compartmented clearance, would you know about this new program? So then some pilot sees something moving fast and says, "Hey, I saw a UFO." I'm like, "Yeah, that was actually a new weapons program, but we can't tell you that." But if you can guarantee that the split second I see any evidence of aliens, I will immediately post that on the X platform, and it'll probably be our #1 post of all time.
That'll be your biggest day,
yes,
for sure.
I mean,
but to the question of a power beyond people, beyond our consciousness, a creator, where are you on that?
well, we must have come from somewhere. So I guess that there must be some creator or creative force or something that caused our existence to come into being. What is the nature of that creator? That I think is unknown. At least I think it is. There's. I don't know of a definitive answer to that.
But it sounds like you're open.
Yes, I'm very open to, I'm driven by curiosity.
Yes.
And trying to understand more about the nature of the universe. So my driving philosophy is to understand the meaning of life, or really what questions to ask if the meaning of life is not the right question. Like as Douglas Adams made the point in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that what is the meaning of life is probably not even the right question. Famously, in that book, the Earth was actually a computer to figure out answer to the question, what is the meaning of life? And then it came up with the answer 42. But then they're like, what does that mean? And that's like, oh, that's the answer, but the question is the really hard part, and you'll need a much bigger computer than Earth to figure that one out. So my philosophy is that we should try to expand the scope and scale of consciousness. We should try to have more humans, more thinking, and perhaps there's an argument even for machine consciousness.
Let me tell you the sad part of that interview. Great interview, by the way. It was done on TED Talk. There's two of the most brilliant minds, definitely Elon Musk, one of the most brilliant minds in the world. Elon can create robots. He can build cars that don't need gas. He can build rockets. He's going to try to build a colony on Mars. And yet, the most brilliant mind in the world. Who am I? I'm a Mississippi preacher. And yet, I'm not as brilliant as Musk, but I have much greater understanding than Elon Musk. That's why I sleep well at night. That's why I have no anxiety. I saw a tormented man in that brief clip. A man that knows everything and yet knows nothing. I watched him try to navigate some kind of answer if there's a creator. The meaning of life. Mr. Musk, I do not know if you'll ever see this video clip, but if you do, I want to show you why you don't know those answers. Number one, all the religions of the world have failed to answer those questions for you. The purpose of life. Christianity doesn't know the purpose of life. Buddhism, none of the world religions. So I understand why you're confused. But the problem, Mr. Musk, you can build every rocket in the world and you can go to Mars. You can go set up shop. The answer you're looking for. Why are we here? What is our purpose for waking up? That answer, Mr. Musk, you won't find on Mars. But I'll tell you where you'll find it. Thousands of years ago, Mr. Musk, there was a secret project that maybe you don't know about. And if you'll listen to me, Mr. Musk, all your questions are about to be answered by a little non-important Mississippi preacher. Thousands of years ago, there were 44 men. And these 44 men never met one another. Very few of them. These 44 men were all put in different times, different spaces, different everything. One lived in 4000 BC, one lived in 3000, one lived in 2000, one lived in 400 BC. They all lived, 44 of them, in different spaces of time. But they were part of a special extraterrestrial project. I mean, an alien project out of this world. And until you find that project, Mr. Musk, you won't find the answer. The truth is, there is an answer. These 44 men were given the secret to your question. They were given the answer to that secret. 44 different spaces, different times. And they were all given a divine pen. That's right. This pen came from one of those planets out there, and it was placed in their hands, and they were told from a booming voice and out of space, write what I tell you. And they began to write. 44 never met each other. Very few of them did. And they began to write. And they come out of their closets from these 44 different places and times, and they presented what they wrote. And they all wrote the exact same thing. You said a while ago, Mr. Musk, that there's always secret projects going on. This was the ultimate secret project. And when they handed in their writing, they all agreed on the secrets of life, the why that we're here. As a matter of fact, if you'll hold on, Mr. Musk, right here in the secret conclaves of my office, I have that project. Hold on. There it is. In Greek, it's the Biblia Santos, the Holy Bible. The answer you're looking for, Mr. Musk, is not on Mars. It was written by men, different times, different spaces. And this is the result of what they found. And not one of them disagreed. What a miracle. What a divine alien project. He did ask about the aliens, so I would like to answer his question. Mr. Musk, if you'll give me 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you the purpose of your life. You've already admitted there had to be a creator. You're right. Only a fool says in his heart there's no creator, because only a fool would think that a design wouldn't have a designer, and surely our universe is designed. So you got that right, Mr. Musk. Your brilliance shone through on that point. But the question is, why are we here? What is the purpose of life? You said you would ask the universe that if you could. Well, call me Mr. Universe, because I have your answer. Christianity has failed to answer you. They said the purpose of your life is to be born, to hear about Jesus, to get saved, and to float off this planet and go live in a Disney World in the sky for all eternity. But the problem with that, Mr. Musk, you were just too brilliant for that. I don't blame you. Christianity has failed the masses in giving any logical answers on the purpose of life. But that book I just showed you gave it. Here's what it was. The Creator that you've confessed existed created a universe, and you're sending rockets throughout that universe. You know there's a Creator. He created it all, and this Creator had a desire that every human on planet Earth knows too well. What was that desire? He desired to reproduce himself in a family. The most basic of all existence, the family. He desired to be a creator and to reproduce other creators just like him. He desired to have a family of sons. And how do we know that? Because that innate desire is in all of us. Where did it come from? It was programmed into our DNA by the Creator. He desired a family to rule and reign with him over the galaxies of the universe, over his creation. So much so that he put that creation in their hands. He put the work of his hands under their rule. But, like a lot of prodigal sons, they didn't realize what they had. And after all, they neglected it. That neglect is the world you see around you right now. Fallen, alcoholism, drug use, prostitution, prison, insane asylums. The world that we live in is the result of a family of humans that had no desire to govern this earth and the galaxies of the universe. So Christianity comes along, gives them a message of escaping to heaven, and they buy into it. But in truth, if you go read that project I told you about, those 44 writers, here's the story they tell. They tell that one day, those fallen sons of the Creator would rise to their potential because of Jesus Christ, his Son, and his death on the cross. They would see him as their example of what a son of God looks like. And then they would receive the Holy Spirit, which would change the way they think. It would change them from just a human, an animal, a Homo sapien. And it would cause them to desire the greatness, Mr. Musk, that you have attained to be a creator like their Creator. Mr. Musk, you created an electric car. You are a creator. And all of God's children are creators. We are called to overcome our fallen nature by the power of the mind of God through the Holy Spirit, to transform ourselves from sons of men by the shed blood of Yeshua the Messiah, our Passover lamb. And then he comes and lives in our mind through the agency of the Holy Spirit. And a wonderful transformation begins. And then after that happens, we no longer wake up every day to just brush our teeth, use the restroom, have relations with our wives, go to work, make a paycheck, wake up tomorrow, do it all over again. After we receive the Holy Spirit of God, we wake up to become something that we were not, sons of that Creator. And we begin to think like Him. We begin to overcome our own human ways to obtain a more excellent perfection that can only come from His grace. And then, at the end of our trial period, 75 years, 100 years, we go to sleep. And then, that Creator one day will awaken those sons that have been changed into His image. And then this galaxy, Mr. Musk, that you're trying to investigate, we will rule and reign with Christ, our King, our elder brother. We will rule and reign with Him for all eternity. And this universe that looks like it, the planets, this nation, this world that's so chaotic, we'll correct it all. That's the purpose of our life, to become like Him, the one that you confess exists. He is calling you, Mr. Musk, and me, to find our purpose in life. Not to escape to a place called heaven. Oh no. To rule and reign over this planet. And then, in eternity, the galaxies of the universe. Oh, the wonder of it. He has placed His creation in our hands. But He can't trust us with that creation until we ourselves become a new creation. Mr. Musk, you can start that journey today. You must realize there's a Creator. Then you must realize you have failed that Creator by living and worshiping yourself. You must fall on those knees and cry out to Him through the Son of God that He is Lord. Humble yourself to realize that you cannot be what you were created to be without the Holy Spirit. And then be baptized in His name. Obey. Walk the path of obedience. And you, sir, will begin to experience what such a brilliant mind cannot understand. Praying for you, Mr. Musk. God bless you.